Big Jones the Juggernaut. What's going on, everybody? Yo, it is official, y'all. It is official. Your boy Big Jones has just become the newest brand ambassador for the sickest, flyest, hottest, dopest athletic wear that you can wear. I'm talking about Iron Gods Apparel. That's right. Your man Big Jones is now an official brand ambassador for Iron Gods Apparel. I've been wearing their stuff for a couple of years now, man, and they ain't let me down once. It is the best athletic wear I have ever used. I'm telling you, everything from joggers to shirts, tank tops, shorts, everything. Iron Gods has got it all, and I'm telling you guys, it is the best athletic wear I have ever worn. And I've been an athlete my entire life. And since your man Big Jones has got the hookup, I want you guys to type in Jug40 when you guys go to check out with all your loot. I want you to type in Jug40, and you guys are going to get a sweet discount from the Juggernaut. You're welcome. No need to thank me. Check out Iron Gods Apparel right now if you haven't already. Iron Gods has got the best workout gear I've ever used. You won't be sorry. All right, y'all. Okay, look, let's get this over with. So I'm a little tardy to the party on the whole Willsmith, Chrisrock thing, but I mean, I'm not tardy to it. I haven't spoken about it because it's just, I've had my own opinions on it, and the last time I gave my opinion on some political stuff, like people are still pissed off about it. I'll put a link in the description box about my whole rant about Oliver Peck and doing blackface. White people are really pissed off about that, seriously. But anyway, so I've kind of steered clear of doing political stuff, and that's not really what I do anyway. I want my show to be a little more lighthearted, a little more fun, but, so the only reason I'm bringing this up right now is I guess about a week ago now, Willsmith finally sat down and gave a formal apology. Now, it's been months and months and months since the whole slap heard around the world at the Oscars, it's been a while now. So it's been months and months, and I guess Willsmith did the prerequisite Instagram post saying how sorry he was to or Willsmith did the Instagram post saying how sorry he was to Chrisrock and blah blah blah, and I don't know, whatever bullshit his press secretary probably told him to say. He probably didn't even post it himself. He's probably got people to do it for him. I don't know. I'm just making assumptions here. But the whole reason that I haven't talked about this is because I have my own opinion on it, and it's probably not going to be a very popular opinion, But anyway, so if you haven't watched the apology, it's really long. I mean, it's almost 6 minutes. He sits there and he looks like Tiger Woods, man. He's dressed like Tiger Woods in this polo golf shirt, and this looks like kind of a golf hat, and I'm just looking at him, and he looks like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to put some pictures up there. Maybe I'll even put like a screen recording, but he looks sick. Doesn't he look like sickly to you? I mean, the last time I saw Willsmith, he looked like he was in pretty good shape. He's doing these movies. Willsmith is an athlete, man. He's like a very gifted athlete. I mean, he probably could have played, pro sports if he wanted to. We saw him in Ali. He got all pumped up for that. So he's he's been in pretty good shape for a lot of his movies. And this, he looks kind of shrunken, shriveled up. Like, I don't know, maybe he's like depressed, and maybe he's lost a couple of movie roles and he's got a little depressed. He stopped eating or something, but I don't know. He just looks a little sickly to me. That's neither here nor there. But the whole reason I'm bringing this whole thing up, the only reason I'm talking about this is because I wanted to talk about my feelings on the slap in the first place. So this was my feeling. So my wife was watching the Oscars, or maybe it was right after the Oscars ended, but it took no time for that thing to circle the globe like 3 times. So my wife comes to me and says, "You're never going to believe what I just saw." Like, what? And she shows me on her phone, Willsmith slapping the dog shit out of Chrisrock. And I'm like, over a fucking stupid joke, seriously. Even Chrisrock said it was a stupid joke. But Will thought it was a good idea to go up and slap him, and then, the whole thing at the time was that he didn't say anything in his acceptance speech after he won the Oscar, and that's probably for the best. It probably wasn't the best time to bring it up. But anyway, so the fallout in all this has been that, again, it's not going to be a very popular opinion, but it is my opinion. So if you don't like it, that's why it's called Unleashed. But, Willsmith did what everybody in Hollywood does. He did, when a fire starts, the way they all seem to put it out is they all go to I was abused, I was, molested. I don't know. I don't know. Look, I know people do get molested. I'm not saying that's bullshit, but I'm just saying, we don't hear about this stuff until you do something stupid, or until you fuck up, or until you get a DUI, or until you do something dumb, you get caught with drugs, or you get thrown in jail. This stuff never seems to come up when things are going good. Now that you're in trouble and people are pissed off at you, because that was a really fucking confusing thing. I mean, stupid, yeah, of course, but it was really fucking confusing. But it wasn't confusing to me. I know exactly why he did it. I think Joe Rogan summed this up really nicely, that he slapped Chrisrock. He would never have slapped The Rock. That is the crux of what pissed me off, okay? Because he did that. That was a very calculated move on the part of Will Smith, because Will Smith will have you believe, I wasn't in my right mind, I wasn't thinking clearly. No, bro, you were thinking very clearly, because if that had been an actor who can handle himself, if that had been, Dwayne Johnson, Vin Diesel, Batista, if that had been any of these, big jacked up guys, you would never have done something like that. Cooler heads definitely would have prevailed if it was somebody that you were afraid could probably whip your ass, number one. Number two, and again, if you don't like it, change the channel, but Will Smith would have never have done that to a white actor. Never. He did that to not only a black man, but he did that to a black man that he was not afraid of, that he knew he could take if Chris Rock decided to swing back on him. He knew he could take that fight. I mean, nothing against Chris Rock. Chris Rock, grew up in a rough neighborhood in Brooklyn, during the crack epidemic. Chris Rock has some street cred, but I mean, I would not take that bet against Will Smith. So he was very calculated. He knew what he was doing. He knew he was going after somebody who was weaker and probably couldn't fight back. That's a bitch move. That is the punk move of all punk moves. That is the one reason why I haven't been in a fight in a very long, like since grade school, I haven't been into a fight. Because most of the time when I find somebody that I'm pissed off at, like I'll be in traffic or something, somebody will cut me off and I'll honk and I'll yell and I'll get pissed off. I get that road rage shit. If the one or two times it has come down to me and this person pulling over the cars and say, okay, I guess we're about to get it on. Let's do it. They get out of the car and it's somebody who's half my size. And it's like, well, shit, man, what am I going to gain by beating up somebody half my size? That's not going to do anything for me. I'm going to go home. I'm the kind of person, I'll go home and feel bad. Like, even when I yell at somebody that didn't really deserve it, I'll feel like shit and it'll be knocking on me like, go apologize. And it sucks when you have to go apologize for doing something stupid, but that's what you do, what I mean? But if you didn't want to have to eat crow and apologize, then you shouldn't put yourself in those positions, no matter how pissed off you were. Now, I think about myself getting into a fight with somebody half my size. That's not going to look cool. I mean, even guys who, are generally on my side, even my own wife who's generally on my own side, is going to say, yeah, okay, I understand you were going through some stuff, but still, was that the best way to handle that? And I look intrinsically and, well, it probably wasn't. And then, you feel like shit afterwards, So, yeah, that thing was very calculated. Will Smith would have never done that to a white actor. They would have canceled his ass like that. He picked the perfect target, somebody he could stand up to and look like a macho man. So yeah, I'm not buying any of the shit that he was trying to spin. It's not even worth going and reading the Instagram post. He was talking about, I grew up in a house with violence and I saw my father do these things. Look, I am not on board with that. That is complete bullshit, okay? He's a 50-plus-year-old man. He's got kids, he's got a family. You gotta tell me that, 45, 50 plus years down the road at the Oscars is when you decided to have a mental break from the trauma you suffered as a fucking child? That's bullshit, okay? I'm not here for that. That is complete bullshit. You're a grown-ass man, and black men are taught from a very young age how to handle themselves in a situation like that in public where other people are around, where you're in suits and ties and you're in a formal setting. Black people are taught from a very young age, if you're going to be in that kind of situation, whether it's church or a fancy restaurant or something like that, you are taught from a very, very young age how to handle yourself. And Will Smith has had more than enough practice. He's been famous for 30 plus years probably. I mean, God, how old was he when The Fresh Prince came out? He's been famous for over 30 years. You know how to handle yourself in these situations. You're not going to sit here and tell me that 30 years of being an actor and all of a sudden you had a mental break in the middle of the fucking Oscars? Seriously? No fucking dice, pal. I don't think so. But anyway, this apology, I sat and watched it, and I thought he was going to start choking up and crying, but anyway, I don't think he cried. But, I was kind of, I'll be honest, I was kind of half-assed listening to it because nothing really rang out to me. He sat there and he said, Chris, I apologize to you. He apologized to Chris's mother. He gave a special apology to his brother Tony Rock because I guess they had a good relationship, and he was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to mend this relationship with Tony or you, Chris. And he said, if you're ready to talk, I'm ready to sit down and talk. And I don't know, that kind of bothered me a little bit. I'm ready to sit down and talk. It's almost like he did something, I don't know. I think in that Instagram post he had said something about, well, it was still, I didn't appreciate the joke, but blah, blah, blah. And I've heard a couple things about that, about the joke, about Jada and her hair being shaved, But I heard that, apparently he had been making some jokes. Chris Rock had been making some jokes, in the subsequent months or years leading up to this event that I guess Willsmith didn't like. But I mean, but if that's the case and you are so close to the family, then why the hell didn't you say something before the fucking Oscars when you went and slapped him in front of the whole fucking world? Just nothing he says is making any sense to me. And it doesn't make sense. He knows it doesn't make sense. He's trying to put out this media fire. He's trying to get people off his ass is what he's trying to do. And of course you do, I mean, rule number one of politics is you steer into a problem, okay? And I don't think waiting 4 months to do a formal apology is a good example of steering into a problem. I think that's you trying to avoid it, hoping it'll blow over, and it's not blowing over, surprise, surprise, because people are on Chris's side and they're pissed off at you. Hell, my own wife has boycotted Will Smith in the house, man, and we can't even watch Bad Boys 2, I love Bad Boys 2, that's my favorite of the trilogy. But anyway, it's just, I didn't hear anything in this apology, in this 6-minute long apology that would really give me any, okay, obviously he is really sorry. It's all just a bunch of, I'm sorry, I was, he took a couple of questions. It was kind of in that format like the Google autocomplete interviews, like there was a question, or the Wired interviews, there was like questions. Did Jada tell you to do it? No. And, and he apologized to his wife, sorry, baby, just everything was just very, it just seemed like he was playing everything very close to the chest, I mean, if you're going to wait 4 months to do an apology, why not break something that we don't already know? We know you're sorry. We know, that you wish you hadn't done it. We know you wish you'd made a better choice. We know that, I was in the crazy headspace, blah, blah, blah. I think everybody pretty much knows that because he's, he says he's sorry. I don't know if he's really sorry. I don't know. I'm going to take him at his word and say that, okay, yes, he is sorry. But what are you really showing us that we don't already know? We know you're sorry. We know who you're sorry to. We know what your excuse is, that you were just stressed out and, that whole thing with, I guess Denzel said something like the devil comes for you. I don't know, man. But it doesn't seem to me like the devil came for him. What Will Smith thought, he forgot he was a brother. He's in probably a $2,000 tuxedo, at the Oscars in the front row, getting ready to receive an Oscar that's been 30 years in the making. I think he forgot he's, like the theme song says, from West Philadelphia, born and raised, black man. I think he forgot. He thinks he completely lost his identity that night. That is something that was completely out of character, and he was like, I think I'm just too big to be touched. I'm about to win an Oscar. I've been famous my whole life, and I'm famous. My wife is famous. My kids are famous, kind of, and I'm untouchable. And now he like, what's the one thing I could do that shows everybody that I'm untouchable? Well, I could roll my ass on the stage, slap the shit out of this guy, and he ain't gonna say a goddamn motherfucking thing. And And I just don't, I'm not, I mean, because when you put all that together, I mean, all you can really say is, yeah, he must have had some kind of mental snap. And that I can appreciate on the side of Will Smith. That much, at least, I think I can agree on, because actors are fucking crazy. You know, anybody who can cry on cue is mentally unstable, okay? Whether it's an actor, an ex-girlfriend, or whomever, it doesn't matter. If you can cry on cue, there's something wrong with you, like, fundamentally. But I don't know. But to me, it's just, he's trying to get whatever momentum he had back, because he had a lot of momentum going into the Oscars, man. He had that thing on Disney Plus, that National Geographic kind of thing, which was really good, actually. I was really enjoying it. You know, I don't know if they pulled it. They probably did, because Disney, you know, they're trying to be that squeaky clean image. And then, you know, if Will Smith has an entire series, yeah, they probably yanked it, you know, which sucks, because it was a good series. So anyway, that's my take on this whole thing, man. I think Will Smith, if he was trying to win people back with this apology, I really recommend everybody go ahead and watch it. Because if Will Smith was trying to win back people with this apology, I mean, I'm sure he's going to win back some people, but it's not as effective as I think he could have been, because that apology was it just felt very pocketed, felt very half-assed, felt like he'd probably rehearsed it a couple of times. I mean, I would rehearse it a couple of times too, but it just didn't feel very genuine. It felt like, you know, it was, you know, very generic. You know, I'm sorry, here's why, my mind was all jacked up, Chris, I'm here if you want to talk, I'm sorry to you, I'm sorry to your mom, I'm sorry to your brother, I'm sorry to my family. You know, it felt like that Tiger Woods, you know, sorry I got caught apology. And I can't, man, you know. And it's easy for me, you know, Joe Schmo, 800 subscribers on YouTube. It's easy for me to say, you got all that money, you got all that fame, you got all that power, you should know how to handle yourself better. But, you know, I see what just a little bit of fame can do to people. You know, a little bit of fame turns people into fucking crazy people. God knows what being famous for 30 years, people saying how great you are, how talented, how good looking, just sycophantic suck-ups just around you your entire life for years and years and years at a time. I mean, that's got to make you fucking nuts, man. So, yeah, I'm sure he snapped, but, you know, that Will Smith image with him being squeaky clean and he doesn't swear in his rap, and, you know, all of that is just on the chopping block right now. And I think he's going to have to do a lot more than that bullshit half-assed apology he did on ABC, or that Instagram post he did right after the event apologizing. I think he's going to have to do more than that. I don't think, and unfortunately, because they said also a follow-up that Chrisrock really isn't ready to talk to him, or Chrisrock doesn't want to talk to him, at least for the moment. And I think the only thing that could save him at this point is getting Chrisrock to sit down and they have a talk, you know, which is ironic, because if they had done that in the first place, if Will Smith had been, you know, a man about it in the first place, pulled him aside and said, hey, look, man, the fucking jokes, man, look, I like you do your thing, I'm not trying to bust your balls, but I mean, I just, you know, could you ease up on my wife a little bit, man? God damn, you know. I think if you went to Chris, if you're as close to him and his family as you said you were, and you pulled him aside and you said that, I don't think he would have had a problem with it. So, I don't know, man. Maybe being famous isn't all it's cracked up to be. In fact, I'm positive that it's not all it's cracked up to be. I have wanted to be famous my entire life, since I was 13 years old, doing impressions of The Rock in front of my mirror and trying to get the eyebrow just right, you know. I've been wanting to be famous my whole life, but I'll tell you something. The more famous people I see out there, the crazier I think it looks, man. And I just think being famous is clearly not all it's cracked up to be. So, you know, hey, if I never reach 1,000 subscribers or 1,000,000 subscribers, you know, I think in the long run I'll probably be okay. Why don't you let me guys know what you think in the comments right there. Would you guys forgive Will Smith if he did that to you? Do you think that it was a predatory thing? Do you think he would have slapped him if you know, Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr. was up there? Would he have done that? Or do you think just because it was Chris Rock, he thought he could get away with it? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And while you're at it, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to BJBL Unleashed on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram while you're at it, and I will see you guys next time for more Unleashed.